Aloha Light Family, it's me, Lisa Transcendence Brown, and with awakeningtoremembering.com. And I came outside because the birds are chirping and singing like they always do. But in the morning, we've got a lot of cloud cover, but isn't it absolutely beautiful, the electromagnetic energies? Skies have been magnificent lately. I decided to do a video today because of something that got asked on my Facebook wall last night. And it's funny because at the time that people ask you things, that'll activate new awareness for you to explain later. So like once you sleep on it or have time to process it. The wind blows, so apologies, my hair will be all over the place, but I'll try not to play with it too much. Somebody asked me last night, basically, well, what was it like in my world? And they were talking about, we still have to get up, we still have to do, deal with physical world things. We still got to go to work, we still got to pay the bills, we still got to do all these things. And I'm like, well, that will take forever, just because the process is so huge. And so how we function now is very different than we used to. It's all energetic. It's all holographic. And the reason I say that is because I didn't know how to really explain it fully, because it's so vast. But then I woke up this morning and I was like, oh, I have an awesome way to explain that. So here we go. All right, so over the years, and yes, I do mean years, of activating higher light frequencies and holding them inside and becoming all of these different aspects and merging our multidimensional aspects inside our body. The embodiment of our soul, star being, galactic, ascended aspect selves, all of these things. Elementals, fairies, mermaids, Lemurian, Atlantean, you name it, all of these things. We go through a huge purification process of all of the distortions from those existences, but we keep basically the pure part of that existence here. And as we embody that consciousness, first we'll activate it, then we have to go through this huge process of becoming that aspect here. And working out all of the distortions, teeter-tottering all over the place, back and forth, one extreme to the other, clearing any human programs that we've got all around that. Becoming completely pure in our existence here. This is a purification process of everything inside of you. Us, we. The physical body, as carbon-based, as it goes from carbon-based to crystalline, light body, galactic, light being, all of these things. It is a huge transformation, reconfiguration, recalibration process where our DNA constantly changes and adapts. Our genetic coding changes, and all of that starts recoding itself. All we have to do, basically, is embody light. All we have to do is maintain that presence. All we have to do is become that. And when I say all we have to do, it sounds easy. It's not. Because everything in our physical reality, everything in every reality is going to come up for us to see it. And we have to work through anything that is not alignment with that presence, with that essence, with that aspect of ourselves. We have to work to hold that vibration all of the time and become that. And not get knocked off balance, not, if you will. But we have to clear all of the energies, the emotions, the thoughts, the beliefs, the lack, the everything. Here we go. Wind rocks lately. Just got out of the shower. Okay. Trying to launch the Mastery School, or get the pre-launch up. Not going to happen on time. But everybody's been waiting for. We've been working on for a few years. We're almost there, guys, so hang in there with us. And do the coaching sessions and all the stuff and all the work too. So let's stop, take a break to come outside and do a video. Gotta love the hair. Nobody cares, right? Okay, so as humans, we shape-shifted into human. We tried to fit in. Then there comes a point where we're like, you know what, I'm done with all of that. I'm not trying to fit into that and all the judgment and all the lack and all the back and forth and to and from that goes on with that. I'm going to be me. I'm going to bring forth what I know. I'm going to be open and share and speak about it. I'm not going to worry about the judgment of others. And that's a huge part of this process, too. We don't hold back. The difference is we don't blame anybody else anymore. We don't expect others to have to do certain things. It's all on us. Everything. It becomes, you become source. You become an ascended master. Many of them, all of them, not just one. You become galactics, you become light beings, you become star beings, you become a mermaid again. Yes, we love little baubles and glittery, sparkly things, and it's so funny at our actions and reactions when these aspects come out. What's it like in our world? Very different than before. All the years of surrendering to the process, all of the years of letting go of the fight, all of the years of maintaining that connection to source self inside, all of the years of transcending all of our own humanness, all of the years of all the physical body stuff, all of it comes to a point, culminates into moments, and a moment is a culmination of all dimensions, all moments that come together in one, and you function so present in the moment. You're expanded into all dimensions simultaneously. We function very different here. I think the coolest part is that we live in basically holographic realities, where we see everything. In the beginning, when we started waking up, we started activating the film strips and clearing our Akash. And once you clear that, then there's no more film strips anymore. It's also, over the years, very holographic, if you will. Everything's a hologram. Everything's energetic. But it's not I'm watching a hologram and I have no feeling. I'm watching a hologram and I'm in it. This is my play, my illusion. It becomes very weird and bizarre as things start to breathe and move, and everything expands, and the dimensions start to merge, and you start to see them all. Where you have fear, you'll go to fear. Where you have anything, you're going to go to that first, because that has to be released for your cellular imprint, cellular memory, and for you to expand beyond that into the bliss and the magic, and the abundance and the amazingness and all the stuff that comes forth. The best way that I can describe it is it's like, I know I'm going to have a lot of wind here, guys, so I apologize. I have a new microphone and computer and all new electronics, again, because every time we go through a massive upgrade, we got to replace everything. So hopefully the next microphone will cut out all the wind. Let's see if I can do this. Okay. It's like walking around with a pair of virtual reality glasses on. And you see the physical world, but you also have all this information energetically that you see. You see in equations, you see in ratios, you see in sequences and codes, you see in all of these things, cause and effect, and all these things others call theories. They're your new world. Quantum physics, quantum mechanics, quantum everything. As a soul, this is our language. This is how we function, this is how we speak, this is how we communicate, all through a field of electromagnetic energy that expands out, but we don't ever shut down anymore. As light beings, we're always expanded. We can't be closed down. We've opened our heart fully, we've expanded our consciousness out. The difference is, let's say, when we get around others. We recognize chosen realities. We recognize limits. We recognize vibrations. We basically read energy and frequencies, and we correlate everything to that. And so basically when we walk around, I say we, everything's a we here because you're a part of this wholeness and this everything, and you don't separate off from that. So all of us, we that get this and do this, then yes, we. I never know who's who until I come into contact and I get to gauge and see. Usually the first thing you see, you'll connect with someone and you'll see their higher self aspect, but then you start to see their humanness too. And so basically we get to choose, if you will, what we want in our world and what we don't. We will actually be alone before we'll be surrounded by humans. That's not the realities we enjoy. It's not fun. There's too much lack. There's too much selfishness. There's too much greed. There's no unity consciousness. There's too much pulling energy that comes from that. There's no coming forth energy and participating and contributing, and there's no expansion for that. There's a great lack of self-respect, and therefore no red cardinals, 2 of them. Hi guys. Oh my god, I don't know if you can see them. Okay, so hold on, I'll see if I can get them to you. Apologies for the shaking. He flew. Hopefully, can you see him? Him, her? Isn't she beautiful? The other one took off somewhere. I'll show you. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, so hold on. See the big, huge Indara up there? They left. There's a Shama birdie around here somewhere, too, that's been singing the last few days. Greets me at my car, which is really cool. All right, yes, I'm going to finish this up so I can go back to work and do those things. Okay. Our world is a lot like the movies. Stargate. A lot like Fringe, especially when you start walking through portals and start seeing multiple universes and realities and everything simultaneously. Everything is simultaneous in every direction. It's like walking around in a big bubble or a globe with your field expanded in 360-degree range. You've got holograms that overlay the physical. And all of those holograms, and if you ever want to know, go watch Lucy. Yes, there's violence and stuff in there, and you may not be able to, especially if you're going through your heart being really open and you're clearing and purifying, it will be hard to watch. So I would wait until a moment that you're not going through that and then watch it, because it could be quite harsh. There is a process that we go through when we start connecting with all things, and all our stuff is coming up, if you will, or we become super sensitive to violence and stuff like that, and that will balance out after a while too, because one, you won't be subjecting yourself to that, but you'll also see things very differently. The physical world is a response. The physical world is a materialization of physical matter in response to the energy that we transmit out and the transmissions of everything around us. So if you fill your world with everything of lack and everyone that doesn't respect, then that is basically a physical manifestation of all the things that we're here to clear. It's your program, your reality. If there's user energies, then it's all that stuff. We have to reclaim our power. We have to say no, not anymore. It's all with love. It's just respect for others' realities and respect for ours. It's a deep respect. We don't need to experience that anymore. And so we make space in our world. And sometimes it takes a while. Sometimes it takes years. Sometimes it takes months or days or whatever the case may be. It depends on when that's supposed to come into your world. Because as you vibrate into a different frequency, then that opens portals up for all new things to come forth. And you want to have space for it to come into your world. You don't want to fill space with everything that you don't want. It can't come. You can't squeeze all this physical matter into the same place and space. You got to choose. What physical matter do I want in my world? Do I want the loving, beautiful, awesome physical matter, humans, things, or do I want the old physical matter that represents my unconsciousness? And that's what this is. Everything represents our, I don't like the word level, but I'm going to use it right here, space of consciousness or unconsciousness. And if things are not absolutely amazing, blissful, and magical, then there's something unconscious in our world. For us to resolve inside, for us to resolve back to love, for us to love and respect ourselves so much that we're not willing to tolerate that anymore. And this is a huge journey of not tolerating that, not subscribing to that, not allowing that, not participating in that, not getting caught up in that, and recognizing when we have energy that we need to clear and cleanse so that we can shift out of that whole vibrational reality into a whole different one. So, I'm going back to the way the world looks through our eyes. Basically, as your heart opens, you activate your pineal gland. As you activate your pineal gland, then it goes from being what started out as a pine cone and clearing the different levels and layers of peeling away the onion and all this kind of stuff. And then it turns into, and these diamond-like code frequencies are a huge part of that too, turns your pineal gland into a huge multifaceted diamond. And your crystals in your body that are activating. That's what causes, if you will, not really, that's what purifies your physical body system, which is where a lot of the physical pain comes from. When crystalline crystals activate in your physical light body, all the physical pain, all the emotions, all the deep hurt, all that starts to come up. That's the purification process, all those programs. You will not have that deep, heavy stuff anymore. And if you can recognize this, it can be very easy and quick. You can move through it. You can move it through. You process information and emotions and realities very, very quickly. Okay, so let me fast forward to years of embodiment of light and multidimensional aspects and becoming each aspect, working through my own distortions to the point where now I'm at the last many months in this whole year, but it's amped up. Starting in August, we moved into OverSoul embodiment / avatar consciousness. And it took me a while to figure this out and understand, because when I was shown this is the point I was at, I didn't understand it, and it took a while. And I actually had to gather the data and process and go, oh, that's what all that means. Because you get information through different sequences and codes. And a lot of times you only get bits and pieces until the next part of the information comes forth. Now, we don't sit around waiting for the information. If we have a bit of information, we go do some research, we go figure it out. A lot of your journey is going to be researching, figuring things out, gathering the data. And that's what you're doing. You're gathering the data to activate what you already know. This isn't a hard process. It's basically, the hardest part of the process is seeing our own humanness and clearing and cleansing and pure and letting all that stuff go and surrendering and staying, if you will, in full alignment with your higher self aspect soul, with your universe as all of these things. No separation. Nothing outside anymore. It's all of you. It's inside, it's outside, it's everywhere. It's all you. You expand, stay expanded. This is my world, my universe. I'm responsible for this. I'm accountable for this. And when everything becomes energetic, everything's telepathic. Futures, if you will, long before they ever occur. It's all reading vibrations and energy. It's like walking around with a 3D viewer on, and you have codes and sequences and things constantly dialing and giving you the information as you walk through the world. So let's say I come into connection with others, or via either an online session or in person. Then immediately everything starts, how do I say this in the simplest way? Feeding back information to me, and so vibrationally. And you see where things are out of alignment. You see where things aren't pure. You see distortions. You see all of these things very easily because they're a vibrational transmission. And you read vibrational transmissions. It doesn't matter what anybody says. It doesn't matter. You don't listen to their words anymore. You hear the words. You hear that they don't get it yet. You hear that they don't understand. You hear that they're not being honest with themselves, but it's not yours anymore. And you take this information and you process it, and the more light you hold, the faster you process. You become a computer processor, kind of like artificial intelligence, but we're not artificial. We're living, breathing organisms that are cells. Every one of them are very intelligent. It's very cool. We are the future. And we're here now because you bring forth all those future aspects of you, and you embody them, and your DNA constantly adapts and changes, and your realities constantly reconfigure and realign and change according to your own soul sequences. And now it's faster, according to your soul's codes and sequences. Everything is realigning constantly for you now. So if you're really, really human and you're trying to hold on to the old ways, then that's where, when a timeline collapse occurs, that's when realities go haywire and things get really chaotic. And it's where you let go really quickly because you understand. And you stop fighting and struggling and suffering and all that stuff anymore. All of that goes. A lot of people say the physical world is real. Yes, it is. But the physical world is a response to the vibrations that we hold and transmit out. If you don't know what's in your subconscious, then you're not going to understand. You actually becoming conscious is you becoming conscious of your own subconscious, and then you can read the subconscious of everybody else. And you can use it to assist them with them understanding too. And many don't understand unconsciousness. When you come into somebody who's unconscious, and you have to let go of the dualistic words, excuse me, of dark and light. Change your words to unconscious or conscious, because if you come into consciousness, then you have the ability. Consciousness means your heart is open and you are in full alignment as a soul. Consciousness means that you have expanded your, if you will, intellect to higher light consciousness, your wisdom, and you're coming from that very pure place, and you let go of all the human stuff. When you come into contact with others that maybe, for the lack of better words, not yet as conscious, that just means their heart isn't open yet. That just means they're scared. That just means that they don't understand yet. They're not bad. They just don't get it. And you have the capability as a conscious light being to bring more consciousness into anything. You have the ability to open your heart and bring more consciousness, bring more love, bring more understanding in. You're here to be that light. You're here to create that foundation. You're here to be the portal to higher dimensional existences. But you'll go through this continually. When you go around humans, they will trigger you to go human until you don't go human anymore. And so it was never theirs, it was yours. It's always going to be this way. It's never there, it's yours. The difference is that when you have recalled all your aspects, when you have become all of these aspects, and you have transcended humanness, if you will, you recognize humanness the moment it comes up, and you don't go back into those realities anymore. You are fully conscious. Will you have an conscious program play out? Yes, you will. The difference is you see it right then, and you don't go back and play in it anymore. You just let it go. You respect everybody's reality to go live in an unconscious world because you know what's going to happen, but it's not yours. And this is key. It's either yours or it isn't. If it's yours, you're going to go play in it. If it's not, you'll completely let it go. You won't care. You will love absolutely everybody from the purest place of your soul. You will respect them above all, and you will let it all go. Because you start to realize you don't need all of those realities to play out in your world. If you do, it's yours. There is no getting around that one. This is the way it is. All right, what's our existence like? They're very easy. They're very simple. Everything is like being in a computer program. Everything's like being in a video game. Everything is like having 3D glasses, 3, 4, 5D, 6D, 10D, because we went so far beyond 5D years ago, and a lot of people just now coming over to the other side, we call it, or coming through those portals and to live in 5D fully. But when you come into 5D fully, you're in full-blown service. You transcend anything. It's no longer about you. And it's what you're here to be and do, and how you can contribute and make a difference and bring everything together and work together. And you check and see if those you come into contact with, if you will, are in that place. And if they're not, you love them, but you let them go. Because the faster you let go, the faster something else can come forth. Our worlds move fast. Quantum existence is fast. We don't stay in the same anything anymore. We accomplish a lot. We do a lot. We move from reality to reality. We let things go really fast. Humans don't do well in quantum existence because they're still holding on to a lot of stuff. Still trying to play in all that. Still living in the fixed boxes. Still insisting that their reality is that way. Still insisting that they don't have enough. Still insisting that this is causing the problem. And you know what? Respect for that too. But we don't live there anymore. And so no, we won't go back and play in unconscious programs. It doesn't, one, it's not acceptable. anymore. We don't get to go back and play in that. And two, we have no desire to, and that really is true. Okay, so I think when you activate new codes and sequences, then the activation, that's just one part of a code. That's just one part of an entire sequence. And after you activate that, you'll go through a process of clearing and cleansing and purifying and anchoring those new realities in, clearing all the ones that are not in alignment with that. And then you'll activate the next set of codes, the next set of sequences. And then that will become a part of the picture too. And then, if you will, once you've activated a whole set of codes and sequences, then you merge all of those aspects and realities and things inside of you. And then you get to experience them out in your world. And so for those of us who do this, we put all of that first, because we know we love the embodiment and the anchoring of higher light realities. We love those new codes and sequences because they bring forth more awesome things. But as humans, we fought it with everything we had. So you basically have to choose what's going to be important to you. Did you see them? Okay. So our world is energetic. Everything is. As you master yourself, as you master all things energy, you master the physical too. Now, from one aspect, everything is occurring and you don't have any choice because it was all predetermined before you ever incarnated here, which is true. It's all going to happen anyway. That's the cool part. The difference is when you are in tune as the entire universe, you understand, you see all the different parallels, you see all the different realities, you see the codes, you see the sequences, and you can decipher realities, you decode the matrix. You decode realities. Everything has codes, and this is how you see is in codes and sequences and ratios and equations and cause and effect. And if I do that, it could cause this and it could affect this, and you actually follow down the trails of what that decision could create. And the more you do this, it becomes instant and automatic and very natural. You don't have to stop and think about things anymore. It's very natural. You know what to do. That feeling, yep, nope, don't like that, not resonate, not doing that, yep, that's the way you go. And it's very quick and it's very easy. There's no questioning anything. But for years we have to go through learning how to do this, learning what to trust, creating those games with the universe and playing and setting up different negotiations, if you will. And the thing about it is, it isn't about our universe, it's about us. And so we're the ones learning, we're the ones remembering, we're the ones that have to understand. And so we're the ones that don't trust. You do come to a point where all of that goes, and you trust absolutely everything that isn't visible to anybody else. So others around you aren't going to understand this. They can't see what you see. They can't see through your holographic viewer. Only you can. So it's up to you to explain to those who are open. It's up to you to share. It's up to you to re-educate and assist others who are ready to come through too. They just don't know it yet. And those who aren't, that have a lot of resistance, you'll understand that too, and you'll respect that for them, because that means that they've got to go work through something, and it usually means something very physical. And you don't really have the desire to do all those physical realities anymore. You like easy, you like simple, you like fun, you like bliss, you like magic, you like all the amazing everything, and that's what you're here to experience. Because as humans, we were the ones that got in the way. So in the beginning, humans can't see. They don't have multidimensional access yet. Not viewers. Your pineal gland is your viewer. It's what gives you the ability to see, but it's a very natural evolution. In one way, it goes against everything that is comfortable for a human. It goes against everything that we thought we wanted as humans. And it will rock and shake your realities to your core, the core of your soul, the depth of your being. And this is where we function from. Used to be it was deep, deep, deep inside. It's not deep inside anymore. Now, this is our core. This is our divinity. This is our essence. This is our purity. This is us, full blown. But when you come into contact with others, if this isn't where they function from, if they're not wide open and pure, if they're not forthcoming, if they're not sharing, if they're not generous, if they're not contributing, then you see that too. And so it's very quick, it's instant, and it's okay. So, what's it like in our world? What's that tell you? Very easy, very simple, very, very humbling presence. We don't take advantage. We don't waste. We don't get complacent. We don't slack. We don't slow down. That's another thing. We step up and get it done. In every moment, we challenge ourselves. We push ourselves. We clear all of that human lack and stuff that we used to hold. We are the ones that have to step up. Divine feminine, divine masculine, divine child, mother, father, God, Christed energies, crystalline, all the same thing. Each energy has a different way that it affects your reality and what you'll have to go through, though. And that's why all of us who do this, we share with you guys, or teach and do the classes and stuff. So, all right, I think I've explained it all. Except, now you have to, over the years, or times, or whatever, it doesn't really matter. Years is human. So when we speak of ages and years, those are all comparative, those are separation of time. So for us, we've got massive diamond light code frequencies activating right now too, guys. Okay. You will have to figure out how to integrate your holograms into your physical reality world. This is the application phase. This is you're going to be flooded with information, and it'll push you to step up to get a lot of things done. It never stops. You'll always have more to do. You'll always have more to be. You'll always have more to share. You'll always have more to accomplish. And technically, you don't get a break here. After you master the being phase of absolutely doing nothing and pulling away and letting everything go and unanchoring from that whole physical world reality, and you start activating the holographic realities and seeing the other dimensions in your sleep and waking state too, then it's time to step forth as a light being and start integrating all of those holographic images and realities that you see into this physical one, because you only get to bring forth a portion of that and experience it at that given time. And then the next time is the next portion, and the next time is the next portion, which can be the next day or months later. It's just going to depend on how fast you're integrating. And integration takes time. You have to absorb the frequency. You have to absorb the codes. You have to integrate them into your being, whereas the human isn't patient, wants to do everything really fast. This is a very slow process of allowing and then doing. And then you learn how to be and do and master all of this in the same place. So you don't ever step out of being connected when you're doing. You have to be and do. So it's a process of basically incorporating holographic reality